Well, hello everybody, and cheers. I needed a whiskey for this one. I mean, you've seen the title, and if you're following the space, who hasn't heard of DeepSeek and the AI arms race, or as I call it, this is equivalent to Star Wars for AI. Big wake-up call. Chinese shooting a blow across America's bow, as it were. I'll try and keep the metaphors and images as little as possible, but need that. Let me fill you in on what I understand so far. Major key points is America had actually limited China's access to the super chips that power all of the computer technology behind AI. It's very energy and compute intense from what I can understand, and by limiting China's access to it, they've actually gave them the innovators advantage, and whereas the likes of Google and ChatGPT, OpenAI, have spent hundreds of millions and verging on billions, probably collectively billions of dollars creating this technology. China, in their infinite wisdom, a little bit like car manufacturing back in the 70s, in my era, where the East managed to look at what we were doing, replicate it really cheaply, really make it efficient. That's what DeepSeek apparently have done. Is some hedge fund manager got a bunch of Chinese computer geeks together, gone, look at what they're doing in America, I want something similar to that. They've all put their brains on and knocked out highly competitive software that literally, I mean, get this, for a life hack for computers, is they took their model and told it just to pester the crap out of ChatGPT, ask it so many prompts, so many questions. What's your view on this? What do you think of this? What's your model of the world? And it basically learned from ChatGPT and asked so many questions that if you actually asked it, what are you? It would say, I am ChatGPT 4.0. And I was lucky this week to actually have a play around with DeepSeek, but certain people in the West have got really pissed off with the Chinese, and so they've actually started to attack the I don't know what you call it, like the base node or whatever. So China has actually, they've sort of said, CPU's getting overloaded with all the attention, and so they've limited access now to only people with a Chinese telephone number. So my DeepSeek account, unfortunately, all of my logs are still there, which is good, because I was helping it write my website code. But I can't access it anymore, which is a bit of a shame, because I was having fun playing with Claude and ChatGPT and now DeepSeek. But it really opens the floodgates. I mean, who's going to be next? Because a fraction, I think it was like just under $6 million they spent to actually create this tech, which is a fraction. It's like 100th of the price of what Silicon Valley have laid out for this technology. So really the future, as I said in one of my earlier videos, the hardest thing about all this is keeping pace with the rate of change. I mean, I remember when I was at university learning marketing, international marketing, and I was told by one of my marketing lecturers, there was a saying, get used to dancing on the moving carpet, because things in the marketing arena were changing so quickly in the early 90s. That there were new forms of advertising. Obviously with the internet, that was a whole different kettle of fish that came out there. The same's happening with AI. The rate of change, companies and smart companies and new startups, like my own. This is one of my challenges: is where do I jump in? Where do I jump in and have something that's going to be a company that I can run for the next 10, 15 years? Hopefully a little bit longer, depends on my life expectancy. But if I keep taking my medicine, I'll probably live to a ripe old age, or at least be pickled. New startups are coming out, and they're using this technology rather than getting hundreds of new employees. They're saving that money, and they're actually creating agents and software to help them build the company. And they're learning from each other. They're creating an AI that can specialize in a field and then talk to another AI, and they're working together. I mean, wow, I don't regret many things in my life, but one thing I do wish is that I was about 30 or 35 years younger, and certainly would encourage any of you, if you're in your 20s, don't be worried about this. Just spend as much free time, stop watching the shit on telly like Love Island and all this nonsense. Stop watching your TikTok thing. Find some people, and I'll try and get you some links and information, and really learn as much as you can about this technology, because I guarantee you within the next 5 to 10 years, if you don't understand this tech, you're going to be left out in the cold. If you can, leave the UK. Because unfortunately Starmer hasn't got a clue, and especially with crazy Ed Miliband driving our energy prices up, we are not going to be competitive at all in the AI arena and the compute arena, because we just can't afford to have data centers in this country. It's just price prohibitive, all of this race to net zero is an absolute nonsense. But back to the AI arms race that's going on. It is very, very reminiscent of Russia and America during the Cold War, with the space race, where they were trying to get rockets and satellites and shit up into space. And it's being called the Sputnik moment, and that was where Russia actually beat America into space. I can't quite remember, I wasn't around at the time, but I can't remember whether it was the Sputnik was their first satellite. I think that's what it was. Certainly, I don't think it was the first manned flight, but it could be wrong. But something for you to ask your ChatGPT. What was Sputnik? There you go, Daryl. That's one for you. So yeah, watch this space. I just wanted to do this almost emergency bulletin, because this is all live this week. China were a bit sneaky, and they actually launched it. I mean, it's open source, so a lot of people knew something was coming. China just went large on Trump's inauguration, and let it go live, and I think within a matter of hours it was the most downloaded app on the Apple Store or something like that. And I heard about it. I think I heard about it Monday, something like that, or over the weekend, something like that. Was playing around with it. A few days I've been larking around with it, but that's my tuppence. So I hope that was useful. And again, I'll try and keep you up to date with what's going on. And it's really put tremors through the tech market. The tech stocks are down, and it's even hit crypto. So my crypto accounts are looking pretty shabby at the moment, but I've got a long-term view on all of that, so I'm not selling anytime soon, and just loading up on more and buying the dip. So cheers, thanks for supporting me. I'm up to 25 subscribers now, which is totally blown me away. So thank you all for your support, and I will try and pay you back with putting out as much good content as possible. And don't worry, I haven't cut my hair. It's a poncy little ponytail just to keep it out of my face today. So cool, I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.